Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you French toast casserole. This is a really good way to use up old bread like classic French toast, but you can make a large batch of it in the oven and take this to a potluck, and you can throw it in while you're doing other stuff in the kitchen. It'll make a large amount, and this can be used for if you're saving up old pastries as well, donuts, cinnamon rolls. I even throw in bits of cereal. I will be using some bread pudding mix because I don't eat bread pudding. This is going to have breadcrumbs and cinnamon sugar mixture, and I'm going to be using some leftover bread. I have these these honey buns and some cereal bits. I'm just going to throw them in and mix it together. We're going to preheat the oven for 425 degrees. We will be making the mixture with eggs and milk. I'm going to get started by putting everything in the pan to see how much there is, and then we're going to make the mixture from there. Let's get started. What do we do with that pan? I don't feel like, I think I'm going to line this with oil before I use it. Right now I am also making hash browns for another breakfast casserole. I hate it when that does that, but whatever. Struggle a little bit with foil. Cling wrap is the thing I really struggle with. I have a texture issue with that. I cannot stand touching it. It makes me want to ball. Just can't. That's whatever. You avoid the stuff you don't like and you use what you do. And then if you have to use it, you just deal with it. I do like foil for the simple fact that it form fits the pan. I'm kind of just gonna, I just want to make cleanup easy. Spray this with some, and there goes the cap. I hate it when things go on the floor, but I feel like every time I cook, at least once a day, things go on the floor. I'm going to spray this also with some ham. You can also use bagels and hot dog beds. Why is there an egg container there? That's whatever. Let's see. I don't want to use all of these, but we are just not going to have very much. We're not going to be eating hot dogs much. So bread pudding thing. Wow, that smells good. Let's mix it all up. It's definitely going to need more bread. I'll be right back. I like to use French bread when I make French toast as the base for this, or any French toast, but I didn't go to Walmart, and the store by me, Macy's, did not have any, they just didn't have any clearance bread. I'm not going to use a fresh loaf for this. This is some pumpkin bread that I bought at Meter's, kind of dried out in places, so we're going to just throw it in. You don't need to crumble it too much, just, this will be a good, it's a pumpkin cinnamon bread, so it's going to be a good flavor profile with this. That's going to help a little bit. Don't need to throw in too much bread with this. Some recycle. Stir my hash brown. Just go ahead and break this up some more. It's kind of nice that you can use different kinds of bread. We're not going to go too crazy. We're just, use up the Hawaiian rolls. That works good in this. I'm just showing you what you can use. We're just going to use whatever. Hamburger buns work. It's just me here right now. And this freezes well. You can make this and put it in the fridge or the freezer, section it off, and then in the morning, if you have a toaster oven or an air fryer, crisp this back up in the air fryer. Any bread works with this. It doesn't have to be fancy French bread. It doesn't have to be a fancy artesian bread. It's just whatever. I'm going to show you a couple of donuts today that got smashed. I really like doing this with cinnamon rolls. You buy a pack of cinnamon rolls and then the last 2 or 3 dry out. So this is a donut. We're just going to throw that in. It's going to be a good way to get your sugar fix. I mean, it's kind of corny, but I like it. You know what? I forgot to preheat the oven. That's okay. I'm going to do that now while I'm thinking about it. Because we're going to put both these casseroles in at the same time. This needs to cook for about 25 minutes. I don't know that I need to throw in the cinnamon, the honey buns. This is just an example of what you can use. I'm going to use up these cookies. I want to fill this jar with something else. There's not very many left and they're not enough worth saving, so. Crackers. I'm not really showing you this, am I? The bread pile's in the way. And another thing that goes well in this is, I know it's full full of sugar, but this is a good way to use up the little cereal bits. I just like it in this Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so I'm going to use it. Because this is going to be a cinnamon sugar flavored one anyways. Why isn't this opening? I'm struggling with this a little bit. Man, are these scissors busted? Yeah, I gotta get some new kitchen scissors for this house. This is going to be one that's more sugary, but that's okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of Cinnamon Toast Crunch on top. That's all it needs. So, just kind of spread this out. This really does not need the honey buns. This is what we've got. Not half bad, so I'm gonna. This bowl had some egg yolks in it from eggnog, same base. So I'm gonna reuse the bowl, and we only want to get this wet enough to saturate the French toast, not get it soggy, just enough to do its magic. I'm going to need most of that milk. Do some heavy whipping cream because we want this somewhat thick. If you don't have it, that's okay, whatever. Use more eggs. And I'm eyeballing this. I'm not giving measurements. This is all y'all's preference. I'm going to throw in some vanilla. I'm going to throw in allspice. I'm going to basically do this like we would any pumpkin pie. I don't have pumpkin spice, but sometimes I throw that in. Cloves, I throw a little bit of that in. You don't have to do this. You know, you can just do cinnamon sugar and call it a day. I'm going to throw in some nutmeg because I kind of like what it does for French toast. I'm going to sweeten this with some maple syrup. This is real maple syrup. Throw in part of these egg whites because I don't want all of the egg whites in the breakfast casserole. I want some actual whole eggs in there. Add some pita chips. Throw those in. They're not flavored. Doing a bunch of baking. Let's sure they're browning up. And then let's try 3 eggs. See how thick this mixture is. This should be enough for a whole casserole. We don't want it to go too crazy. There's about 4 eggs worth of eggs in here. If I hadn't put the egg whites in, I would have done 4 whole eggs. This is really just eyeballing it. Also thicken this with protein powder. You want some more nutrition in it. I say that on a lot of egg and liquid-based recipes. So I've done on my eggnog, and I said that about my pudding, but it's really, protein powder is a good way to get your added protein if you're doing a lot of keto. You can use keto bread. I often do that. These don't want to mix in. Break them up a little bit more. It's like 11:30. I'm doing my heavy baking because I have to give this to somebody in the morning. Just got off work, so I can't really cook during the day. I do all my cooking on the weekends, but it's whatever. I think this is going to be thick enough, so it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be mixed. So, messes are part of life. We're just going to pour this over the top. That's going to work out. I'm going to clean this up. Actually, you should get the bowl. Get a bowl when you're doing this over by the counter to get the egg mixture. And then you can put it in the sink. Now I'm going to spray the counter after I move the casserole. But let's make sure this is all mixed up. I mean, I think that's going to work out well. I don't want this too much wetter. You just don't want it crazy soggy, but you do want everything to just be coated. So just go through, mix up everything, and it's okay if there's a little bit in the bottom of this. It'll all soak up. Just make sure it's not too dry, otherwise it'll burn. This will be good. Might have been able to have a little bit more. You can actually put some milk over this if you're nervous. You don't want too much. I'm going to put just a little bit of cream. I don't want this too much wetter. I just want to get it a little bit softer, but not much. soggier it is, the longer it's going to take. It's not going to hurt nothing to just mix it in. I think that's good. That is perfect. So let's just let this do its thing. Soak that up for a minute, and I'm going to cut this in the oven. Fully warmed up, but whatever. It's not gonna hurt nothing. I'm gonna spray my counter now. Another cloth. Don't use the one white felt. This one's just wet. And always clean up egg because it makes a huge mess if you don't clean it. Alright guys, I'll be back tomorrow to show you what, I'll be back at the end to show you what it looks like. So guys, I'm going to show you what the French toast casserole looks like. I can't see what this screen looks like, but it's getting crispy on top. This is going to be like a cake. You don't want to stick a knife in it and have the contents stick. So it's about halfway there. It's been in for about 15 minutes. Come back when it's done. Well guys, French toast casserole, it's all done. This took about 45 minutes. I hope you guys enjoy it. Take care.